Hello, my little scientist. Welcome back to another super fun science adventure with Teach Aura, the aura of knowledge. Dhoom machale, dhoom. So, students, parents, and my friends, please, it's a request. Watch the video till end and please do subscribe to my channel. I assure you it would be very helpful and I will be grateful for your effort. Thank you so much. So, students, let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a plant ordering pizza online or calling Zomato and saying, one sunlight special burger, please? No, right? Because plants are master chef, right? They are producers. So in our previous class, children, we learned leaves are food factories, yes, and chlorophyll is the sunlight superhero, right? But wait, every superhero needs a headquarter, right? So like the Batman has a bat cave, Iron Man has his own lab. And then, where does our chlorophyll superhero hero live then? Right? So, this is the question. Is there any secret green headquarters hidden inside the leaf? Yeah? So, is it in headquarter? So, yes, students, today we are entering the most powerful kitchen on earth. That is chloroplast. So, now let us all meet the superhero. Who is that superhero? Yes, tan tan. Here comes the superhero, right? So, now meet our superhero chlorophyll. यार मेरा superstar desi kalakar. Yes, students. Why does it say so? Because he is the superstar. Chlorophyll is what? Superstar. Why do we call it superhero or superstar? Because this green superhero gives plants a beautiful green color. But chlorophyll is not just for beauty, it has superpowers. Okay, and why, what superpowers does it have, children? It catches sunlight, converts sunlight into energy, and helps plant prepare food. So you can think of chlorophyll like I can give an example like an antenna catching signals or a solar panel collecting energy, right? And students, what if there is no chlorophyll, right? So in our earlier classes also I always tell you what if, right? So what are the consequences if any if like there is no any ingredient or any reactant or product while the photosynthesis is happening. So students, what if there is no chlorophyll? So no food, right? No plants, no oxygen. So chlorophyll is basically lifesaver of earth. What it is? Lifesaver of earth, right? So chlorophyll absorbs red and blue light and reflects green light. That's why the plants look green in color, right, children? So it's all about the reflection, right? So now let us understand the next. Okay, so now a leaf is called as a soul. So now let us discuss about leaf, right? So leaf, like we discussed earlier, it is the kitchen of the plant, and also it is a super solar powered kitchen. Why? Because just think, children, just imagine that you know a leaf, it doesn't need electricity, never uses gas cylinder, never pays current bill, and the magical, then how does it happen? It is because of the magical kitchen. Yeah, so the magical kitchen is the leaf. And what did we learn, children? Leaves are like tiny food factories working the whole day whenever sunlight is available, right? So when it's like whenever there is a sunlight, it starts working. And what is that working process called? Photosynthesis. And guess what, children? Inside every leaf, there are millions of tiny kitchens, right? What is that? So tiny but super powerful. So just think, children. The leaf is called this food factory because photosynthesis happens inside it. Okay, right? So what happens? Photosynthesis processes carried out. Okay. So now let us understand about chloroplast. Okay. So now when chlorophyll says that I am the superstar, like I just, the chlorophyll said, Yaar mera superstar, desi kalakar, chloro, chloroplast says, जी हाँ, मैं हूँ खलनायक. Yeah. And why does it say so? Okay, because the chloroplast is like a tiny structure inside plant cell. Okay, so that is called as chloroplast. And why does it say जी हाँ, मैं हूँ खलनायक? Because it is a green power kitchen. Why green power kitchen? Because inside chloroplast, sunlight energy is trapped, children. Okay? Yes, food is prepared, oxygen is released. So remember, okay, all these things. So when they ask you, like, what is the role of chloroplast? So you have to say that it traps sunlight and food is prepared and oxygen is released during this process. Okay. So in short, I can say that plant is a master chef, leaf is a food factory, sunlight, that is, that is chlorophyll, is superhero, and chloroplast is the green headwater. Okay. So now let us understand more about chloroplast. Okay, the structure of chloroplast. Okay, so now let us deep dive into it and understand the structure of chloroplast. So children, first, as you can see on my screen, the diagram of the chloroplast. So first, chloroplast has a covering called the outer membrane. Okay, so it has an outer membrane, and what is it called? I'm just going to say. So, like your house has an outer wall and there's a main gate of a kitchen, right? So, what is its job, right? To protect, to protect, like for example, your wall. What is its function? Its job is to protect, so which is like coming inside. Okay, so the function of the outer membrane is to protect, which is everything which is coming from. Oh, now, please pay attention here, children. Okay, this is very important topic. Okay, so structure of chloroplast. So, I need your complete attention for this to understand the structure of chloroplast. Okay, so it is usually asked in long answer question and you should know the concept well. Okay, so let us understand the structure of chloroplast and you can see the picture on my screen. Okay, so structure of chloroplast, it has an outer membrane. Okay, so first the chloroplast has a protective covering, children, called as what? Outer membrane. So just I can make you understand very easily, like you can just think of the outer wall of a house, okay, or the main gate of your kitchen. So what is its job? Its job is to protect everything what is there inside the chloroplast, and then comes inner membrane. So the inner membrane is another layer. Okay, so that is called as the inner membrane. This you can compare it to a security guard, children. Okay, so what is the function of the inner membrane? It controls what enters and leaves the chloroplast. Okay, and then let us understand the next. Okay, that is stroma. Okay, so students, just try to remember, the first was outer membrane, inner membrane, and now I'm discussing about another part, that is stroma. Okay, so inside the chloroplast, children, there is a jelly like fluid. There is a jelly like fluid called as the stroma. And you usually, like when it is winter or when it's rainy, you want to have soup, right? So just think of it. Okay, so think of it like just a soup inside a bowl or a juice inside a packet. Okay, so it is very jelly like substance, children. Okay, jelly like fluid, so it is called as stroma. Okay, and yes, so this is, and children, this plays a very important role. Okay, so this is the main working area inside the chloroplast. Okay, so now children, next we will understand about grana. Okay, so now inside the stroma there are stacks of tiny green disc called grana. Okay, so one stack is called as granium and many stacks is called as grana. So usually you can write as grana also, no problem. Okay, so when you just zoom into this picture and see how are they looking like a stacks of pancakes or a piles of books, right? Yes. So now, let us understand about thylakoid. So each tiny disc is called as thylakoid. Okay, and guess who lives here? Chlorophyll lives here. Okay, who lives here? Chlorophyll. Our sunlight superhero, yaar mera superstar desi kalakar, yeah. So this is where sunlight is trapped for photosynthesis. Okay, now. So now we go on to the next and understand. So now you all have understood the structure of chloroplast. Okay. So now we will understand about this. Okay. Sunlight, the ultimate energy source. So just think children, just look at the picture here, the slide here. So sunlight travels from the sun to earth in just 8 minutes and chlorophyll is always ready like send me more sunlight, send me more sunlight. Yeah? Yes? So now students, the cooking time starts. Okay, so inside the chloroplast kitchen, the recipe for food called as what? Photosynthesis starts. Okay, so the process photosynthesis starts. So what are the ingredients here for the cooking to start, for the process of photosynthesis to start? So the ingredients you know already know. If you refer to my previous videos wherein I have taught photosynthesis in detail, the introduction, it will be very easier for you children. And also I'll just do a recap of it. So what are the ingredients here? Sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, and so you can call this as if like if you have learned chemical changes chapter in your syllabus. So you can write this as reactants and products. So what are the reactants? Sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, and the products are what? Glucose and oxygen. So chloroplast announces then. Okay. So now everything is ready. Attention everyone. Food cooking process starts now. So now they got all the ingredients here. Okay. So then the photosynthesis process start. Okay. So photosynthesis means what children? Plants preparing food using sunlight. That means what? Photo means what? Light. Yes. So now let us see what's cooking here. So when we said that cooking process is done, so what the reactants are formed. The reactants just now I told it is sugar and oxygen. So what is I mean glucose. So what is glucose here? The plant food. So this gives energy for plant growth. And a very, very important bonus gift we get children. Plants release oxygen into the air. So remember, every breath we take is possible because plants are cooking food and they are making oxygen for us children. Yes, so plants making food and they make food and they give oxygen for us. Such a big role they are doing children, right? Yes. So plants, yeah, they make food and they give us fresh air. So plants are not just chef's children, they are the plant savers, right? Yes. So they absorb carbon dioxide, capture sunlight, prepares food and releases oxygen. So every leaf is like a tiny oxygen factory children, yeah, working day and night. Okay. So now, let us quickly do the recap, children, what we have learned. Okay. So, what did we learn in this chapter? That plants are what? The master chefs, leaves are food factories, chlorophyll, sunlight superheroes, and chloroplast is green power headquarter. Yes. So, and the super formula, is the equation, right? So, this all reactants and the all the reactants they react and they they undergo a process called photosynthesis and then the products, right? And also the chemical equation which I've just told in my earlier class. Okay, so children, today what did we do? We discovered the secret green power kitchen inside the leaves. Yes, and also we understood the consequence that without chloroplast, no photosynthesis, no plant food, no oxygen. So, yes, children, chloroplast is truly the green power kitchen of plants, right? And children, the structure of chloroplast, please draw it in your notebook and understand and write each functions of it. Okay, each what is like the role of each part of the things found inside the chloroplast. Okay. So children, if you have enjoyed today's fun science adventure class, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to Teach Aura. Okay. So please children, please do encourage us and please do leave your comments in the comment box. Okay. So we are eagerly waiting for it. So thank you children. Thank you so much for listening to my class and understanding the concept well. So remember students that every green leaf around you is a tiny solar powered kitchen. Okay. So bye bye my scientist. So I will come up with more videos. Okay. And we will be exploring many new things. Okay. So bye for now. Take care and see you in my next class. Thank you so much children.